Signs she may be seeing another man, even if she swears she isn't. Let's be brutally honest. Sometimes a man doesn't need a confession to realize something has changed. He notices the distance, the secrecy, the unexplained changes, the sudden defensiveness. But here's the part you need to understand. No single sign proves infidelity. People can become distant for many reasons. But when several unusual behaviors appear together and her explanations consistently, don't match her actions, don't ignore the pattern. Don't accuse blindly. Investigate intelligently. 1. Her phone suddenly becomes a classified document. She used to leave her phone anywhere. Now it never leaves her hand. New password. Screen turned away. Notifications hidden. She suddenly takes calls privately. Again, privacy alone isn't proof, but a dramatic change in phone behavior combined with other changes deserves attention. 2. Her schedule suddenly stopped making sense. She's suddenly busy. More late nights. More unexplained errands. More last-minute plans. More places you don't know about. You ask a simple question and the story keeps changing. One strange schedule isn't evidence, but repeated inconsistencies are worth noticing. She becomes emotionally distant. She's physically present but emotionally somewhere else. Conversations become shorter. Affection decreases. She stops sharing details about her day. She seems irritated by your presence. And intimacy suddenly feels like an obligation rather than connection. This can happen for many reasons, including stress or relationship problems. But when emotional withdrawal appears alongside secrecy, don't pretend nothing changed. 4. She becomes unusually defensive. You ask, "Who are you talking to?" Instead of answering normally, she explodes. "Why are you checking on me?" "You don't trust me." "You're becoming controlling." Defensiveness doesn't prove cheating, but if ordinary questions consistently produce extreme reactions, there's a communication problem that needs to be addressed. 5. She suddenly changes her appearance. New clothes, new perfume, more attention to her appearance. Suddenly, she's dressing differently when going out. Again, don't be foolish. People change their appearance for many reasons. But if the transformation appears alongside unexplained secrecy and emotional distance, pay attention to the entire pattern, not one isolated behavior. 6. She stops involving you in her life. You used to know her friends, her plans, her routines, her interests. Now you're constantly finding out things afterward. You're no longer included. You're no longer consulted. You feel like you're becoming a stranger in a life you used to share. That's a relationship problem whether another man exists or not. 7. Her stories keep changing. This is one of the biggest things to watch. Not because people never forget details. They do. But repeated contradictions are different. She says she was somewhere. Later the story changes. She says she was with someone. Then the explanation changes. You ask again and suddenly there's another version. Don't focus only on what she's saying. Compare her words with consistent reality. 8. She accuses you of cheating out of nowhere. Sometimes people who are cheating become suspicious of their partner. But don't turn this into a rule. An accusation is not evidence. Insecurity, past betrayal, or genuine relationship problems can produce the same behavior. So don't accuse her simply because she accused you. Look at the broader pattern. 9. She gives you less affection but more excuses. This is where some men become desperate. They notice the distance and start working twice as hard. More gifts, more messages, more attention, more begging. Stop. You cannot purchase someone's honesty with affection. If something feels wrong, have the uncomfortable conversation. The biggest sign isn't one sign. It's inconsistency. Her words say one thing. Her behavior repeatedly says another. Her explanations don't match reality. Her availability changes. Her secrecy increases. Her emotional connection decreases. And instead of addressing the problem, every conversation becomes an attack on you. That's when you stop ignoring the pattern. Final word. Don't become the paranoid man who sees another man behind every door. But don't become the naive man who ignores obvious changes because he's terrified of the truth. Trust should be given, but patterns should be observed. Don't invade her privacy. Don't stalk her. Don't secretly hack her accounts. Don't accuse her without evidence. Sit down. Ask direct questions. Explain what you've noticed. Give her room to explain. Then watch whether her words and behavior consistently align. Because if you have reached the point where you constantly feel like a detective in your own relationship, something is already broken, even if there isn't another man. And remember, You don't need to catch someone cheating before you're allowed to demand honesty, transparency, and respect.